Welcome students. Today we are going to study the chapter of presentation of data, which is the fourth chapter of your NCERT textbook. You already know many things about this chapter like tabular presentation, diagrammatic presentation, bar diagrams, pie charts, etc. So we'll study the same things in detail in this class 11. So let us see what is the presentation of data. So presentation of data means exhibition of the data in such a clear and attractive manner that these are easily understood and analyzed. There are many forms of the presentation of data. So your data should be clear and attractive. To make it clear and attractive, we present the data in different forms, which we'll see in the next slide. So you can see the data may be presented in textual form, tabular presentation, graphic presentation. So you can see here also textual or descriptive presentation, tabular presentation, and diagrammatic presentation. So first of all, we will look into the textual presentation. So textual presentation means whenever you present the data in a sentence form like below, you can see the data 8/2005 like this in a Bandh call given on 8 September 2005 protesting the hike in prices like this. So the data is not very large and it need not to make a table. So we just can show the small data in a form of sentence. So this is called a textual. Now next is tabular presentation of data. You can see here tabular presentation of data. So in this presentation we present the data in form of some rows and columns put together. You might have seen so many tables in your previous classes also. So you can see here one table is there. So vertically there are columns. If you see this table vertically, so these are columns, and horizontally these are the rows. So this is called tabular presentation, the presentation of data in form of rows and columns by making a constructive and systematic table. Now you can see so data is presented in four types tabular presentation. You can see here quantitative, qualitative, temporal, and spatial. So you already know that qualitative classification means that some kind of attributes are shown in the table. For example, you can see the male, female, rural, urban data. So you are showing some kind of qualitative feature in this table. So this is called a qualitative classification. Now we'll see quantitative classification. Next is quantitative classification. So we are showing some kind of quantitative characteristics. So characteristics which are quantitative in nature. You can see here characteristics which are quantitative in nature. For example, you can see in the table below distribution of respondents by their age. So you can see the age group and number of students, respondents, percentage. So these are the numbers, numerical information, which is quantitative information, which is showing some kind of characteristics of the data. Quantitative characteristics. Next, you can see temporal classification. Temporal classification means whatever you are presenting, that is with respect to time. You can see in the table below, time is shown. Particular time is shown like 1995, 96, years sale. So a particular year has a particular sale. So you can show the table very clearly. Now next is spatial classification. So spatial classification you can see, but mind one thing, this is not spatial, though that's spelling is different. Now spatial, SPATIAL, so please mind it while studying. So this means when you are presenting the data with respect to some place, you can see the table 4.4. We are showing the data with respect to some place like USA, Germany, different countries are shown. Likewise, you can also show the data of states, districts, etc. like Punjab, Haryana, West Bengal. You are showing some kind of data like you can see in this table. Destination and export share. So USA has 12.5 export share. So you are showing the data according to some place, that is called spatial classification. Now next is the tabulation of data and the parts of table. So we will see how the table is prepared by assembling different parts. You can see below, this is a table format. So you can see the table number is there, title is there, then you can see the column headings, captions. Column headings are called captions. So you have to remember it. Column headings are called captions, and row headings are called stubs. So you can see about the captions like workers. This is the heading of a column, so this will be called caption. Location, gender, worker, non-worker, like this. Now in the stubs, you can see the heading all, urban, rural. So these are the headings of a row. So these will be called stubs. Now you can see another part which is source census of India. Like you have to show the source of the data. Whatever data we are putting in the table, we have to show the source of the data. So this is also a part of table. Then note. So we can put a note also regarding this data. So these are the different parts of table. We can study it one by one also, like table number. First is table number. Whatever table we are making, we have to put a number on this table, that this is table number 1 2 3 etc. Next is title. So you know very well about title. Whatever the information is about, we have to specify by the title. Heading of the table, that is our title. Then I have already told you captions means heading of the columns are called captions. Then headings of the rows are called stubs. This is the fourth. Then fifth is the body of table. The body which you can make with different columns and rows. It may be multiple table, multiple columns, or single column, whatever you make. So this is the body of table. You can see the whole structure of the table is body of the table. Then sixth is unit of measurement. Whatever data you are showing, if that has a unit of measurement like kilogram, meter, kilometer, whatever unit you are showing, so we have to mention that unit in the table, that the particular number is related to kilogram or kilometer or anything else. So this is the unit of table, unit of measurement. Next is point number 7 is source. Wherever the source is related, we have to mention the source. Like in our example, the source of table is census of India. If that is census of India, it may be economic survey or it may be from anywhere. That source should be written. Then last is note. We can put the note, our specific note, to highlight any specific feature of the data. Next is diagrammatic presentation. So we have discussed textual and tabular presentation. So now next one is diagrammatic presentation. You already know about many diagrams. So you can see here there are one-dimensional diagrams. These are simple bar diagrams, multiple bar diagrams, subdivided bar diagrams, percentage bar diagrams, broken bar diagram, division bar diagram. So these are one dimensional diagrams. Next you can see two dimensional diagrams: rectangle, square, circle, pie diagrams. We'll study these diagrams in detail. Then there is three dimensional diagrams: cubes, cylinders, and blocks. But this is not in your syllabus. We have to focus only on the main area, whatever is given in your textbook and syllabus. So you can see in the diagrammatic presentation, first of all, in the NCERT book, you can see the main types: geometric diagram, frequency diagram, arithmetic line graph. So according to this and your syllabus, we have to focus on these main areas. Whether the information in your reference book may be more, but we have to focus on these main areas. So you already know about the bar diagram. So if the information is presented in form of different bars, if the data is presented in form of bars, so bar diagram comprises a group of equispaced and equi-width rectangle. So you have to keep in mind the width of the bar should be equal and the space between the bars should also be equal. If we are making bar by some data, means if we are drawing a rectangle type shape for some data, that should be equal in width and equal in space. So you can see in the example also. The width of bar is equal every time, and the space between different bars is also equal. If you are not giving equal space between these bars, then your diagram may be wrong. So now we will see the next simple bar diagram, in which only one variable is there with respect to some year or any other thing. So you can see in the table also students and marks. So we are showing student A has 300 marks like this. You can see in the diagram also. It can be made horizontally or vertically. So you can see we are showing a simple bar diagram in which bar is representing information about one variable, that A student has these marks, B has these marks, like this. So we can make bars accordingly with proper scale by giving different heights to different bars. Next is a multiple bar diagram, in which we are showing different bars by more sets of the data. Earlier it was one set of data, now the sets are two or more than two. Like you can show the marks of the students or any other variable with this. You can see in the example multiple bar diagram. So in the multiple bar diagram, two sets of data are shown. One is with a different color and another is with different color, so that you can separate the information which you are going to show. You can see the data also. Data is of this table, which is showing two sets of the information like this. One data is about male, female in 2001, then male, female in 2011. So two sets of data are there. You can show with two or more than two sets of data. Another picture you can see, there are two sets of data. One is related to birth rate and another is death rate. So both have been shown with the different colors. But in this diagram also you have to maintain the equal width of the bar, and the gap between the bars should be equal. You can observe here the space between the bars is equal. So width and the space should be taken care of every time, whether you are drawing multiple bar or a simple bar diagram. So for one set of the data, the width should be same, and for another set of data you can draw another width also. But for one kind of data we have to show the same width. Now in another diagram you can see the three sets of data, because the bars have been shown with the three different colors, so you can easily recognize the multiple bar diagram. Next is our component bar diagram. It means you can show the information in a single bar about the different components, means different parts. Many parts can be shown in a single bar, and likewise in another bar the same information can be shown. So this is called our component bar diagrams, and its another name is subdivided bar diagram also. Now you can see different components. First you should look into the table. Boy, girl, enrolled, out of school. Now you see the diagram. Boys 91.5. So what is that data? Enrollment. Then out of the school boys are 8.5. So two things have been shown in one bar. Likewise in another bars. You can see in this diagram also hydroelectricity and thermal electricity. So we are showing one is 46, another is 64. So you can easily see that two types of information is there in a single bar. So if you want to show it easily, you should add up these two sets of the information. Likewise, 64 plus 46 is equal to 110. So you will form a bar of height of equal to 110, so that you can divide that bar in 64 and 46. You can see here. So you should add the data first to show the component bar diagram, or that is called subdivided bar diagram. So add it equal to 110, then take its height up to 110. After taking this, you can divide the bar by cumulative frequency also. Now next is percentage bar diagram. So in the percentage bar diagram, we have to calculate the percentage first. Whatever the data is given, we have to show its percentage. If the percentage is already given, then there is no need to calculate the percentage. Otherwise, you can see in this example, income 140, then its percentage is 28. So how you will calculate the percentage? You will add the data of this column, then we have to divide a single figure by its total. So we will total the column. Total of the column is equal to 500. Then we have to calculate its percentage. Suppose, for example, food 140 in the first column. So we will divide 140 by 500 to calculate the percentage. Like this, you can see here 140 divided by 500 into 100 to calculate the percentage. Means whatever the data value is given, that has to be divided by the total value. Then its value will come equal to 28. So this is our percentage. Likewise, we have to calculate the percentage for each value. You can see here percentage has been calculated for each value. For 140 it is 28%, for 80 it is 16%. So you have to calculate it one by one, and then you have to make a percentage bar. You can see the percentage bar. So one thing you should keep in mind, that every bar should come equal to 100, because you can see in our calculation the total of the percentage will come equal to 100. Percentage means it should come equal to 100. You can see that percentage total is equal to 100. So every bar should be constructed equal to 100. Then it should be divided in different parts with the help of cumulative percentage, one by one. So you can see the bar is equal to 100. Then the information has been divided with the help of cumulative frequency. You can see another example also. The data has been given and the cumulative percentage has been taken by adding one after one value. You can see here 14.9 then plus 23 is equal to 38.1. Now 14.9 then 23.2, likewise you can show the total bar, its height will be equal to 100. You can see here in the y-axis the scale is equal to 100. So every bar will be equal to 100. This is another bar. So keep in mind, if you take cumulative percentage by adding one value after another value, then it is easy to construct the percentage bar diagram. Next is pie diagram. In the pie diagram, we are showing the information in a circle by dividing the circle in different parts. So you can see the area is proportionally divided among the components. So we have to calculate the percentage. If not given, then it should be converted into the different degrees of the angles, so that we can divide the circle in different angles. You can see in this example that Samsung has 480 sets sold, then its percentage is equal to 40. You can see here we have calculated the sales in percentage by applying the formula of percentage. Then we have to find out the angle of this data in a circle. So what we will do, we will divide 40 by 100, then we will multiply it by 360, because the 360 is the total degree of the circle. So every time we are dividing it by 100, 40 likewise 40 by 100, 30 by 100, 20 by 100, then 10 by 100. Every time by 100, because this percentage is equal to 100, then it is multiplied by 360 degree to find out the degree of the angle which will sit in the circle one after one. So you can see the different angles have been given in this pie diagram. Whatever we have calculated, we can show by measuring different angles. And keep in mind that every part should be given different color to make the diagram more clear and attractive. You can see here Samsung, Akai, Onita, Sony, likewise. The different angles have been constructed and given different colors.